Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon on the East Coast. Thanks for coming. I'm just doing a couple of administrative things here on the back end right now. And I'm going to be giving a call over to the Santa Fe jail where LetzOTVO and Brick Jonsey are being held. Their names are Matthew Porwitsky and Matthew Jones, and they are being held unlawfully. They have been essentially kidnapped by the New Mexico State Police, and they are now in a Santa Fe jail. And for me, this aggression will not stand, man. This aggression will not stand. I just got off the phone with Tom's wife. So we talked for about 15 minutes there. I'm going to show you guys a couple case law, but more than anything else, what we're going to get into today is we're going to get into the understanding what the case law is of how you get held for 48 hours. This is something I was saving for Constitutional Law Scholar, Constitution headquarters, but I'm going to show you the case rundown. It's only a couple cases. It's Gerstein versus Pugue. I believe that's 1965. And then you're going to have Riverside County versus McLaughlin, which I'm pretty sure is 1991. Cope Doggy Dog, Levi Audits. Everybody hit the like button. I don't see Chevy, but he'll show up. Butch, the original, is here. Texas, what is going on? Texas 3, Claudette. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for donating yesterday. We're going to get into all that, but I think what's most important right now is that let me pull a screen up real quick that I can share, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up the number for Santa Fe Jail, and I'm going to call over there. Of course, I cannot, by YouTube's rules, I cannot encourage you to do anything, but what I can do is I can make a phone call. I can show you the appropriate authorities that are holding Tom and Matt against their will, illegally, unjustifiably in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And so Santa Fe, New Mexico, I'm Googling it now so I can pull the number up, put it on the screen. I am sore. I'm losing the jail weight. There was a time after I got out of jail that I did not want to eat right. I just wanted to eat pizza and eat good food because they deprived me of good food when I was in jail. And so, okay, I've got it right there. There it is. Let me share this with you guys on the screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Do me a favor, everybody hit the like button and put a comment down here. Algorithm, put Let's and Tom in the comment section. Let's try to get this out into more people so that they can see what we're doing here today, because we want to put pressure on that New Mexico jail so that they understand that we want our friends released from jail because they're being held unlawfully. So let's put some pressure on them. It's right. Got it right there. Okay, cool. So let me share this with you guys, what I'm seeing here. New Mexico adult jail. There it is right there. So that is the number for the New Mexico Santa Fe dungeon where they're holding our friends, Tom and Matthew. And so what I'm going to do right now, and then we're going to call a couple people who are on the street there in Santa Fe. There's a couple people who went over there. Savage Mexican went over there.
Thank you for calling the Santa Fe County Adult Detention Facility. We are now conducting video visitation. If you have questions on how to use the application, please press 1. To speak with the administrative manager, please press 2. To speak with someone in booking, please press 3.
I'm going to go booking first. The number I called was the number I called was the top one. And I think the more pressure we put on them, the better.
Santa Fe County booking.
Hey, how are you today? My name is Jose De Castro. I'm looking for a couple of my friends that I think are being held there, Tom Porwitsky and Matt Jones.
They are in our custody. We haven't received any paperwork yet from magistrate court on if they're being released or not.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you very well. That maybe there's a.
They are in our custody, but we have not received any paperwork from magistrate court stating if they're going to be released or if they're going to be put on a bond.
Okay, and I believe it's trespassing. Do you know what the typical bond is for a trespassing bond?
Usually it depends on the judge, so they can pretty much decide if they want to release them on their own recognizance or put a bond, and usually the bond's up to the judge.
Oh, I see. Okay, so, but we were reading the New Mexico state constitution earlier, and it says that they can be put on a bond. Just wondering if I mean, I just don't know why. I don't know why they're in jail for filming somebody. I don't really understand that, even though I've been through jail myself for filming somebody. So I'm just pretty frustrated with it, you know. And remember, Tom's on medication right now. He's having a hard time with his health. So you know he's gonna need his medication while he's in jail. So I just
as long as he was. So when any officers bring anybody in, they do always make sure they're medically cleared from like Presbyterian or St. Vincent's. And if they are on medication and that our medical staff is made aware of it, and then they are given their medication.
I mean, I just want you to know that Tom, number one, is a veteran of our country. And number two, he has no criminal record. He's never been arrested for anything ever, not once in his whole life. So you guys are literally holding a man who filmed somebody else, and he's never been incarcerated the way he's being incarcerated now. And he's a good man. And Matt Jones is in jail as well, and he didn't do anything but film somebody. So it's just really confusing.
So on our end, we're just the holding facility. We're not the arresting agency that had picked them up on there. So ours is just, on our end, we're just the holding facility.
Right. And so how long is this process going to take? Because is it noon there or 1 o'clock? Because I'm in Los Angeles. I'm not sure what time it is over there.
So it's noon over here.
Okay.
So once they're seen in court, it just depends on how long their court clerks take to get us the paperwork sent to us and things like that. And then however many releases we have for that day. So it is quite a process.
Pretty frustrating. It's a pretty frustrating process, really. You know, it's all right. I'm going to get into the details of that. I think that there's going to be other people calling because they've been in jail now for 18 hours. I think they called me yesterday at 4 or 5 p.m. So they've been in jail now for 19 hours. And Tom said he was handcuffed inside the cell. Can I at least confirm that he's no longer in handcuffs and that he's just in a cell?
So he is in the booking floor cell.
Which means
on our booking floor box.
Does that mean
he's not handcuffed? He's in jail uniform and that.
Right. Just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just also confusing as to the reason why this should be allowed. I just do not understand this at all whatsoever. I don't get it. So I'm pretty frustrated. Okay, then I'm just going to keep on going. Thanks for your time.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, bye. So no information really was given. I'm sure that you guys are not getting notifications. YouTube is doing everything they can to kill this channel so that we can't do what we're doing. I'm 100% sure of that. So there's nothing I can do about it. There's literally nothing I can do about it. 630,000 subs, and we have 50 people on the main channel and then another 50 across the other channels that we're streaming on now. Let me see here. And it doesn't have numbers here. That's fine. We're going to keep going. All right. So now let me get into the law with you guys a little bit. Let me get into the law. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see it. And so what we're going to do is, let me just show you here real quick so you can see what I'm doing exactly. We're going to go into jurisprudence of, it's going to be County of Riverside versus McLaughlin. I can't spell it. G-L-A-U. Oh, McLaughlin. I misspelled that big time. It'll figure it out though. McLaughlin. Okay, so Here's the actual. So when you get arrested, and we're going to get into it. So the 1975, I said 1965, the 1975 case of Gerstein versus Puig, what that case said is that if you are arrested without a warrant, that you must receive a prompt judicial determination of probable cause, a safeguard under the Fourth Amendment. So when it says here, a prompt judicial, oh shit, my mic wasn't even turned in. I'm talking into a microphone that's not plugged in. There you go. You should be able to hear me a little bit better now. Hopefully you could still hear me well anyway. So right here, let me do it again. So Gerstein versus Puig, 1975, without a warrant, if people arrested without a warrant must receive a prompt judicial determination of probable cause, a safeguard under the Fourth Amendment. So that was in 1975. The problem was that Gerstein didn't define what prompt means. So in other words, what we did is we went dramatically backwards. And instead of having a prompt hearing, then the Supreme Court, which, as you know, works against us, works against our freedoms, against our liberties, against any sort of free United States of America. What the Supreme Court did then is they created County of Riverside versus McLaughlin, which we're going to get into now. So Riverside County, California had a policy of holding warrantless arrestees for 48 hours before a judicial review. Donald McLaughlin, arrested without a warrant, was held for over 2 days without a judge reviewing the arrest. He sued, arguing the delay violated his Fourth Amendment. Well, the Supreme Court ruling that a jurisdiction's policy of holding arrestees up to 48 hours before a probable cause determination is permissible under the Fourth Amendment. But there are limits. If the probable cause determination occurs within 48 hours, it is presumptively reasonable. However, if the delay is motivated by reasons other than administrative processing of the arrest, like gathering additional evidence or detaining someone longer for convenience, you can detain someone longer than 48 hours. It's up to the DA and the jailers and the cops. The delay may still violate the Fourth Amendment, even if it's under 48 hours. If the delay is longer than 48 hours, it is presumptively unreasonable, and the government bears the burden of providing extraordinary circumstances to justify it. So the problem with Gerstein versus Puig, 1975, is that prompt wasn't determined. Prompt judicial determination of probable cause is the constitutional requirement. So jurisprudence significance here clarifies Gerstein's ambiguity. Gerstein said prompt, but McLaughlin put a concrete time frame on it, 48 hours. But let's be honest, 48 hours, if you're in jail for more than a few hours, it's a long time. Your kids can be stripped away from you. Your dog can die of thirst. There'll be crap all over your house if you have a pet like I do. You could lose your job. You could lose a custody battle. There's all kinds of things that can happen to you if you're held in a dungeon for days on end. And 2 days is a very long time to hold someone in jail. But the Supreme Court, who never goes to jail, those guys don't ever go to jail. They set a bright line rule. It's not a bright line rule is what it says here. It's not a bright line rule. Even delays under 48 hours can violate the Fourth Amendment if they serve improper purposes like delaying for investigatory leverage. There's a balancing test according to the courts here, but this is all, just so you know, I'm reading you what the courts wanted to be projected here. This is, right, like Cope Doggy Dog said, 2 days without medication. And I know Tom personally, I know Matt personally, and I know for a fact that Tom is on medication right now for his medical conditions. And so I'm not revealing his HIPAA information. I'm just telling you, I mean, everybody in this room could be on medication for different things that you may be dealing with. You never know what someone's dealing with because you have to walk a mile in their shoes before you understand. I think it's walk a mile in their moccasins. The court balances the individual liberty test against the government's administrative interest, like processing paperwork and transferring arrestees between facilities. So your liberty is based on administrative interest, like processing paperwork and transferring arrestees between. Judicial oversight. This case reinforces that judges, not cops, decide if a warrantless arrest was supported by probable cause, a core Fourth Amendment principle. Remember, this is what the government, this ChatGPT is a great help in a lot of ways, but this is what the government wants you to think and believe, that this reinforces judges, not cops, determine if a warrantless arrest is supported by probable cause. But you understand that the judges are on the side of the cops. The prosecutors are on the side of the cops. So the key takeaway here is that 48 hours is a guideline, not a hard limit. Delays must be justified by administrative needs. Now read between the lines here. How long you're in jail is based on the administrative needs, because we're arresting so many thousands and thousands of people every day. The only solution for you disagreeing with the government is that you go to jail and you go in a jumpsuit. Needs not investigative motives or other improper reasons. Legal chain precedent. So then there's only two cases here. And I'll look even deeper, but Gerstein versus Pugh, 1975, and County of Riverside versus McLaughlin, 1991. The 1975 case requiring judicial review after a warrantless arrest. It used to be promptly or immediately. But now that they changed that in County of Riverside versus McLaughlin, clarifying that the jail could hold you for up to 48 hours, depending on the administrative need of the jail, what they need to be doing on their end. Later cases built off this principle, ensuring that pretrial detention always meets constitutional reasonableness standards. According to whose standard of reasonableness? It is not reasonable to hold you in a dungeon for 48 hours without a warrant. You're just having some jackboot thug pig who went to some cleat or post officer standards and training, went to their police academy. Now they're arresting you warrantlessly. And now if they don't like you, they know that you can be held in that jail for up to 48 hours. And you don't think that the cops have friends in the jail that are lieutenants and captains of the jail? And what does the cop say if he arrests me? And he says, I'm going to arrest Chili. And then take me to the jail. And then he just texts him on a cell phone and says, hey, yeah, Brad, can you do me a favor? I know you have a lot of things going on there right now. Make sure you get to DeCastro within 48 hours. In other words, hold me in that dungeon for 48 hours because you have a lot of administrative things going on over there. Don't you talk, right? Do you see? He calls the jailer who's named Brad, and he tells Brad, hey, you got a lot of administrative things going on over there. Make sure you hold DeCastro just for the constitutional, reasonable 48 hours. So this case is foundational in the fight against illegal detention practices. It's the opposite. So ChatGPT, it works for the government. You understand that, right? I'm not sure if you guys heard about the artificial intelligence summit they had where the government said, we don't want anybody else doing it, only a select handful of people we choose. So this slants you to believe that this case is foundational in the fight against illegal detention practices, but it's not. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. If someone's held more than 48 hours without seeing a judge, the burden flips to the government to justify the delay. It's a key tool in lawsuits challenging unlawful detentions, especially in over-policed communities. Well, let me ask you a question. Put a 1 in the chat if you live in an over-policed community. Do you live in an over-policed community? Put a 1 in the chat if you live in a community that you consider to be over-policed, because I certainly do. I've got to get some water. Give me 1 second. So the idea that we're not living, of all of us are not living in over-policed communities is insanity. We are all living through this police state, prison state, death state, that we're all living through it right now. So it's like, there it is. Thanks, James Forbes. Good to see you. Good to see you, Sevenfold. Nice to see you, Levi Audits. Gloria. Nice to see you, Justin Bonner. How are you, buddy? Texas. Brian Storer. How are you, brother? Good to see everybody. Jeff Bacone is in the room. What is going on, Jeff? Jeff hates pigs. AMG Stealth is in the room. Nice to see you, AMG. I hope you're doing okay. AI Viper, nice to see you, buddy. Cope Doggy Dog, Everett's here. Chad Senior is here in his OTVO We Don't Stop hoodie. Good to see you guys. Oh yeah, I mean that's painfully obvious. So here's the number that I called, that I gave a call to earlier. Right there. That's the number for the Santa Fe Adult Correction Facility. I wonder if we can call over. Let me take a look at something here. Let me see if I can find. See if I can. Trump coin. Oh yeah. So Trump made $12 billion off a meme coin, but the Democrat response didn't say that in their State of the Union. $12 billion he grifted right before he got into office. I don't know how that happened. I have a tab open here. Sorry, I put the wrong tab in there. Okay, so let me just do it again. I'm going to call the Santa Fe Courthouse for pretrial detainees. I'm going to find, okay, Santa Fe Courthouse. Okay, so here's the Santa Fe Courthouse. I'm going to give a call over there now and see if we can, there it is. So that's the address. And we do have Wild Journey, and I'm not sure if Savage Mexican is over there. And there was one more person who told me they were going over there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call over there and see if we can reach. Okay, let me see here.
Thank you for calling the Santa Fe County Magistrate Court. For English, press 1. Para escuchar este mensaje en español. Thank you for calling the Santa Fe Magistrate Court. If you know your party's extension, please dial it now. We are located at 2056 Galisteo Street in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Our mailing address is P.O. Box 5138, Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87502. The courthouse hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and open during the lunch hour. For more information, you may visit our website at https://firstdistrictcourt.nmcourt.gov/Santa Fe Magistrate. To speak to the court clerk's office for general information, press 0. For court administration, press. Magistrate Court.
Hey, how are you today? My name is Jose DeCastro. I'm giving a call because I was trying to run down Tom Porwitzki and Matthew Jones. I'm not sure if maybe you received some other calls about these gentlemen who are journalists that are locked away in the jail, and I'm trying to find out when they're going to get a hearing today because we have people there in town to either pay their bond or pick them up.
Give me one moment. Let me see.
Thank you.
Give me the first name one more time. I want to look at our.
It's Tom or Thomas, and it's Porwitzky, Porwitzky.
Perfect. He was already seen at 11 o'clock this morning.
Okay. Can you tell me the determination that was determined there by the judge?
As of right now, the judge is releasing him on his own recognizance.
Great. And can you check on one more case for me? Can you check Matthew Jones?
Let's see. Same thing with this one as well.
Okay, so they both were seen at the judges by 11, and then how long does the process take to get out of that dungeon?
Well, we have until 5 o'clock to submit the release orders. But if we submit them sooner, it's up to the detention center as to when they get released.
So they could essentially hold them for another 24 hours.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we have to have the paperwork to them no later than 5 p.m. today. And then they have to do their process of the exit strategy on how to get them out of the detention center.
Okay. So then what is it? I mean, you have an average. I'm sure you've been doing this for a while. What's the average time? Does it take a couple hours or does it take 6 hours, or what's the normal time typically?
See, that's the back end, and we don't deal with the back end. You can call the detention center and find out what their average is. We at the court don't know the average.
I see. Okay, then I will give a call over to the jail again right now and see if they have received that order to release them. That's great news, though. I'm super happy. I'm sorry to tell you, but you guys are going to get sued, and there's thousands and thousands of people who are going to jump in on this and be against you guys. I just don't know why people keep arresting journalists for filming. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. I mean, we are allowed to film, and I'm only saying this to you because every single person that we can teach and show that we have a right to film public officials in their official capacity. I think the more people that we tell and the more people that you tell other people, this has to stop arresting people for filming. Everybody has a camera phone and we don't trust the government, so everybody's going to film. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Okay, I appreciate your time. I'm not going to be mean or rude to you because you're not mean or rude to me, but I'm really upset about this. I'm really happy my friends are getting out of jail, though. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day. Now we're going to call back over to that dungeon. There it was right there. There's the Santa Fe Adult Correction Facility. So I think that they're going to need, but I think putting pressure on them to release our friends, I think is important.
Thank you for calling the Santa Fe County Adult Detention Facility. We are now conducting video visitation. If you have questions
It's
on
number
how
3.
to use the application, please press 1. Wait while I transfer your call.
Right, Mike? Right?
You've reached the Santa Fe County messaging system. If you know your party's extension, please enter it now. For a directory of extensions, please press 4. To reach the Santa Fe County Youth Development Facility, press 1. If you don't know your party's extension, please hold and you'll be transferred to the
Santa Fe
mailbox.
County
To hear
Youth
this
Development.
again, press pound now.
I'll wait.
Sorry, the operator is not available.
I'm just going to call back. If you guys notice, I'm not being anything but respectful and courteous.
Thank you for calling
on
the
the
Santa
phone.
Fe County Adult Detention Facility. We are now conducting video visitation. If you have questions on how to use the application, please press 1. To speak with the administrative manager, please press 2. To speak with someone in booking, please press 3.
Let's try the administrative manager this time. Let's see if we can get a hold of somebody.
Wait while I transfer your call.
Santa Fe County Adult Detention, this is Naomi.
Hi, Naomi. My name's Jose De Castro. I'm a journalist. I'm trying to track down my friends who have they saw the judge at 11, Tom Porwitzki and Matthew Jones. They saw the judge at 11 and the judge released them on their own recognizance. And I was just wondering if you have that paperwork yet or what the typical time frame is, because there's thousands of people who are watching this case in real time. I'm just trying to get a little bit of information.
Are you gonna? Is this a journalism question?
This is a general information question. Everything I do is recorded and on the record, but it's not that. It's whether or not Tom and Matt are going to be released from the dungeon. That's the most important thing. That's what we care about the most.
Hold on 1 minute.
Stomper, Jungle is Massive. The Riddler. Kelly. The beeping's going to drive me crazy. Bootlicker alert. You ever been there? It's a dungeon. It's not a facility. It's a dungeon. It's an absolute dungeon. You haven't been there? I have. It's a horrible, horrible, dirty, nasty, either freezing cold or boiling hot place where they serve you rat food. I'm with Jungle on this one. Someone could put the links to Let's channel and to Brick's channel in the comment section. Still on hold here. Sorry for the beep. There it is. Maybe we're going to be able to get a hold of them. Well, someone in here said it wasn't a dungeon, Joker. What's your perception of it? Do you think it's a dungeon? I think it's a dungeon. I mean, it's a dungeon. That's what it is.
Hello, you've reached the on-duty cell phone for Olivia Romo, Communications Coordinator with Santa Fe County. I am unable to pick up the phone.
No, I'm going to call back. I'm going to keep calling until we get a hold of somebody that can confirm that our friend...
Thank you for calling the Santa Fe County Adult Detention Facility.
That our friend is being released.
We are now conducting video visitation. If you have questions on how to use the application, please press 1.
It's option 3.
Wait while I transfer your call.
Santa Fe County booking.
Hey, I just called a minute ago. I seemed to be put on hold or transferred over to a never-ending beeping, and I'm trying to find out about my friends and when they're going to get out of jail. We got people there to pick them up. I got the guy's wife on the other line. She wants to know what's happening with her husband. There's a lot of people who care about these human beings, and so I just want to see if we can get some time frames as to when they're going to get out of that dungeon. That's what I'm trying to find out. That's all I'm trying to find out.
What's the name?
Thomas Porwitzky, Porwitzky, and Matthew Jones.
So we still have not received any paperwork from the court on if they're being released or given a bond. So that's pretty much in the court's hands. So whenever the court sends us that information, we get it processed through.
Okay.
So it could be any time between now, maybe 6 o'clock. It just depends when the court decides to send us the paperwork.
I called over to the clerk, and she said that they were seen at 11 a.m. 35 minutes ago, and that they were released on their own recognizance. And I feel like...
So they still have not sent us any paperwork. So we're still pretty much at the mercy of the courts whenever they want to send over that paperwork.
Okay, then I will give a call over there right now to the court again to see if... And maybe we can get a courier to get over to the court to expedite that court paperwork.
No, they email it to us. So they pretty much email everything to us on there. So like I said, we're at the mercy of the courts and the court clerks when they decide to send it over to us.
Okay. So I mean that means we're all at the mercy of the court clerk. So I'll give a call over there again and see if we can try to get that paperwork over to you. Thanks for your time. I hope that you have a great day. Okay.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye. Remember, what the courts will do and what the jail will do and what the prison will do is if you call up and you motherfucker them They will then try to get, number one, charges pressed on you. Number two, say that you're telephonically harassing them. Number three, will ban your phone calls so that you can't get a hold of anybody. So you have to be extraordinarily polite when you call over to the jail, but you're still allowed to call the jail. It's a free thing that you can do. Everybody's allowed to do what they want. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're free to do as you like. But let's give a call over to the clerk's house again and let them know that we have not received. There's the courthouse there. That's the courthouse number. So let's give a call over there.
Thank you for calling the Santa Fe County Magistrate Court. For English, press 1. Para escuchar este mensaje en español, marque 2.
I didn't hear what they said. Let's try this again here. Thanks, Mr. Bones.
Thank you for calling the Santa Fe County Magistrate Court. For English, press 1. Para escuchar este mensaje en español, marque 2. Thank you for calling the Santa Fe Magistrate Court. If you know your party's extension, please dial it now. We are located at 2056 Galisteo Street in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Our mailing address is P.O. Box 5138, Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87502. The courthouse hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and open during the lunch hour. For more information, you may visit our website at https://firstdistrictcourt.nncourts.gov/Santa Fe Magistrate. To speak to the court clerk's office for general information, press 0. For court administration, press...
So now we know we just press 0. Okay, let's call Wild Journey. Wild Journey's over there. I haven't talked to Savage Mexican yet today. Okay, so let me give Wild Journey some information here. Okay, so this is Deanna with Wild Journey Press.
Thank you for calling the Santa Fe County Adult Detention.
Oh, no, that's the wrong number. Sorry about that. Let me call her.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay, let me give a call over to Tom's wife so that I missed your phone call, Gloria. Sorry, honey. I'll call you back. See you in a minute, Claudette.
Hello.
Wendy, Chili.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you're watching live or not, but we got some information. Did you hear the information on the live?
Yep, I'm watching you.
Okay, cool. So we know that they have received the paperwork to be released on their own recognizance, but they have not been released yet. I've called back and forth a couple times now, So if you're watching, cool. I just want to make sure that you know that Tom has officially been released on his own recognizance. Now, the jail bills in 8-hour cycles. So what they'll often do is try to hold you to the beginning of that 8-hour cycle so they can bill you for that additional 8-hour time. They bill the state. So the jail is a money-making.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Wendy. Love you. Talk to you soon.
All right. Love you too.
Okay,
Chili.
bye, honey.
Keep going there.
I'll keep going. We don't stop.
Yep.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye.
Greg B, I don't know if that's a you might want to check that channel, Greg B, and make sure that that's a real account, or you know what I mean. People do anything they can to try to disrupt. And you remember the time we did that fundraiser, and you remember. Oh, there's Dan. What's up, Dan? Have you got your poster yet? I shipped that off to you. So Dan is from Australia. There's about 20 Australians who come in here regularly all the time, and Dan is one of them. Dan bought my poster. Oh, Dan, I also threw in, I know you can't use them there, but I threw in a few trifolds with your poster, and I threw in a few cop cards with your poster. So you should be receiving that pretty soon. Team DLZ rolling through the chat. Put it in the chat. Team DLZ, we don't stop. Put it in the chat for me, please. We don't stop. We're not going to stop. Yeah, we're not going to stop. There's nothing they're going to do to get us to stop, because what you guys don't understand is I know I have not been creating content. I haven't been going live. And so YouTube, the algorithm is all messed up for me. And, you know, we got 100, 150 people, whatever, 171 people here between 5 or 6 different channels or something like that. When I create content and I go out and film cops, people come and watch. So I understand how it works. I get there's an algorithm, and if you don't give it a live stream and 2 or 3 10-minute videos and some shorts every day, that they'll take you out of the algorithm, as they've done here. Just wait until Constitution headquarters is launched. Just wait until Constitution. You can go to Constitution HQ and pre-order the board game. Constitution HQ is almost done. I'm about ready. Look at that. Chest is looking better. Chest is looking better. I was so soft and so dumpy for so long because that dungeon took the life right out of me. We don't stop. We do not stop. But trust me, the moment I get out on the street and put my feet on the ground and start filming cops again, the numbers will just skyrocket. That's how it works. So I can go right now to Valencia, California, which is about a 45-minute drive from here, where it's a total police state, where there's cops constantly everywhere. I can start filming cops, and we're going to have magical numbers again. But that's not what I'm interested in right now. Numbers of how many people are watching, comments, likes. Those are all super important things. I'm not going to say that they're not. But what's more important is that we create a headquarters where we create bills and legislation for your state to overcome Terry versus Ohio, to overcome Maryland versus Pringle, Utah versus Strieff, County of Riverside versus McLaughlin. There are ways to overcome these court cases. Go to constitutionhq.com, pre-order my board game. I should have it at the print shop by this weekend. Obviously, I've had to spend a few hours here with you guys last couple of days because we have to get Tom and Matt out of jail. You know, I mean, I know we all have usernames. I'm Delete Laws, and that's LetzOTVO, and there's, you know, Brick Jonsey or Clay Foundation, whatever he goes by now. But the truth is, those guys' names are Tom, and their name Matt, and my name is Jose, and I should have never been locked in a dungeon. I should have never been locked away. And just like Tom and Brick should not be locked in a dungeon right now. BZ Watchdog is in the house, everybody. No, I mean, it could be my signal as well. Sorry about that. I have my ringer on right now.
It's all right. Hey, Chili, it's Deanna. How are you?
Hi, Deanna. I got you live right now. There's a couple hundred people listening to you talk. Hi. So we had a little bit of information. We talked to the court. I called the court clerk, and the court clerk said that Tom and Matt have both been released on their own recognizance at 11 a.m.
Okay.
So what's the name of your channel, Deanna?
So it's Wild Journey Nation Free Press. And I just walked out of the Santa Fe Adult Detention Center, and they said that they are still in custody, and they gave me a phone number to call, and I just now got back to my car, and I can give you all that phone number as well, so you can be calling as well.
Sure.
I'm going to call this number and get set up where they're going to be released at, but they said they have no idea when that could be. But the number I have for them is 505 428 3231. So that's the number that they gave me.
Okay, and that is to talk about when they're going to be. Is that a number where, I don't know, we're just going to call it and find out, aren't we? We're going to find out.
Right. Yeah. She wasn't real clear. She wasn't real pleased that I was recording her. I thought I was going to have my own little issue in there, but she gave me this number, and she said to go ahead and call and deal with them. So we'll see what they have to say.
Love you too, Barbara. Okay, then I'll give a call over there. And so how far did you drive today? Are you close to Santa Fe?
No, I drove from Albuquerque, so about where they were at. I guess a little over an hour, probably.
Oh wow, you drove from Albuquerque. If you text me over your Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, I'll raise you at least $50 to pay for your gas.
That's all good. Thank you, though. Okay. I got it. Maybe they'll have to get me sometime.
I promise you,
never can tell, right?
We don't leave anybody in jail. We don't leave anybody in jail ever.
That's right.
We never do. It's just not. People got me out, so it's my responsibility to get other people out.
Yeah, it's just not a fun situation, and it's just extremely frustrating that they will throw somebody in handcuffs so quickly for literally not breaking the law. Of course, I haven't seen their video, but I can only imagine how it went. You know, they just get so excited when they see a camera and they realize that transparency might be had, and then it's just all over with, you know, and it's outrageous. But I am here. I'm going to call that number and see if I can get any information. And if you get any information, let me know. I
will. I'll text you back or I'll call you back. Thanks, Deanna. You're a real patriot.
All right. Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon. Bye. I call women hun. I've called women hun since I was a kid. Apparently calling a woman hun is some sort of derogatory thing. So I've done it since I was a boy. I don't know if I'll be able to change it. I don't think I will. I don't think I'm going to. If any woman ever feels offended that I call her hun, please let me know, and I'll just make sure I address you only by your name.
You've reached the Santa Fe County messaging system. If you know your party's extension, please enter it now. For a directory of extensions, please press 4. To reach the Santa Fe County Youth Development Facility, press 1. If you don't know your party's extension, please hold and you'll be transferred to the system mailbox. To hear this greeting again, press pound now.
Sorry, the operator is not available.
Is there going to be a message center here?
Sorry, the operator is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, my name is Chili. I'm a journalist. This call is recorded. I'm giving a call regarding Tom Porwitzki and Matt Jones. They have been released on their own recognizance at 11 a.m. by the judge over there at the Santa Fe courthouse. And I'm just trying to find out when our friends are going to be released. We have people there to pick them up. So I appreciate your time today. Thank you. Talk to you soon. You got to be real respectful. You got to be real respectful when you call the court, when you call the Jennifer said calling a lady hun is sweet, better than the C word that gets the mouth popped. What C word is that? Is that see you next Tuesday? Is that what that word is? Okay, so Bruce, you're listening. I'm glad you're there, Bruce. Thanks, man. Overturn Terry versus Ohio, period. OTVO. Put it in the chat if you would, please. OTVO. So, Wendy, if you're listening, there is the number that you can call to find out when Tom is going to be released. I'm sure Wendy's listening because her husband's in jail. We talked for about 15 minutes before I went live here today, and Wendy didn't get a good night's sleep. She's all messed up because her husband's in jail. And remember, Tom's never been arrested. He's never been put in torture cuffs and drug off to a cell. And that's what has to change. We're living in what's called a carceral state. Let me show you what that means. Let me show you exactly what a carceral state is so that you understand what I'm talking about. What is a carceral state? Sonia Sotomayor called America a carceral state. What does that mean exactly? And I believe it's going to be in one of the cases that I mentioned earlier. I think it was in Utah versus Strieff. Yeah, it was. In her, let me make these words a little bigger so you guys can see them. In her dissenting opinion in 2016 court case Utah versus Strieff, Justice Sonia Sotomayor expressed concern over practices that, in her view, transformed the United States into a carceral state. This term refers to a society where extensive surveillance and policing disproportionately targets certain populations, leading to widespread incarceration and systemic inequality. Justice Sonia Sotomayor highlighted such practices implying that citizens are subject to invasion while courts excuse the violation of your rights, suggesting a shift from democratic principles to a system where individuals are perpetually monitored and controlled. The concept of a carceral state encompasses not only the vast network of prisons and jails, but also the pervasive penal measures that extend beyond incarceration, affecting individuals' rights and citizenship. This system often perpetuates racial disparities and undermines democratic values by normalizing extensive punishment and control over marginalized communities. Let me just slightly alter that a little bit, because as you know, we are all dealing with the carceral state. Tom Porwitzky is a white man in his 60s. He's a veteran. And so he's experiencing what a carceral state is right now. I think that put a 1 in the chat if you have experienced a carceral state. We are all experiencing this carceral state that is America today. And Trump is just extending that and getting it even bigger. And so I was happy to see yesterday that the Supreme Court struck down his holding to withhold funds from USAID. Now, do I want USAID shut down? You bet your booty I do. However, what it did is it put a check on Trump's power that he does not have absolute power. He tried to get rid of the 14th Amendment by executive order. 14, Section 1, Clause 1 of the 14th Amendment says that you have a right to citizenship by birth if you're born here in the United States. And that was an amended constitution. So in 1868, the 14th Amendment passed, which created birthright citizenship. That's what happened. And so Trump cannot simply, and so let me show you another thing I did here. And I'm kind of getting into Constitution headquarters, but I want to show you exactly what Constitution headquarters is going to do. Remember, I just read a case from Sonia Sotomayor. And so here is that exact case, Utah versus Strieff. What Utah versus Strieff does is it allows for an unconstitutional stop. An unconstitutional stop can be attenuated if there's a warrant for your arrest. So that means that an unconstitutional stop, they call it the taint or the dirtiness, the dirtiness, the taint of an unconstitutional stop can be attenuated based on if there's a warrant for your arrest. So let me see what you guys are seeing here. So I wrote this for the California state legislature, but let me get into this a little bit. So here it says draft bill for California legislature. The Fourth Amendment Integrity Act protects, I wrote this for the state of California to overcome Utah versus Strieff. Good to see you, Teneblis. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. So this says here, and I'm going to show you some important parts because I'll have a bill on Constitution headquarters for your state. So this says, Section 1, short title, this act shall be known as the California Fourth Amendment Integrity Act. Number 2, the purpose. The purpose of this act is to enhance protections against unreasonable searches and seizures under Article 1, Section 13 of the California Constitution and prohibit the admission of evidence obtained through an unconstitutional stop or search, regardless of intervening factors like attenuation, such as the discovery of outstanding warrants. Number 3, inadmissibility of evidence obtained under unconstitutional stops. General rule of inadmissibility. Evidence obtained as a result of a stop or detention or search conducted without reasonable suspicion, probable cause, shall be inadmissible in any criminal, civil, or administrative proceeding. So this now right there, that paragraph right there, that negates and invalidates Utah versus Strieff in the state of California. That's what that right there does. Ban on warrantlessly based attenuation. I hate it that it does that. I can't stand it. Drives me just nuts. Oh, stop. The discovery of a pre-existing warrant or any other intervening factors shall not be considered sufficient to cleanse or attenuate the connection between the unconstitutional stop and the discovery of evidence. Number 4, exclusionary rule expanded. Direct and derivative evidence, both direct evidence, physical found during a stop, and derivative evidence, example, confessions or statements, or evidence resulting from the unlawful stop, shall be excluded as fruit of the poisonous tree. This right here goes around. Good to see you, Warren, Team DLZ. Burden of proof. The burden shall be on the prosecution to demonstrate that any evidence presented in court was not obtained as a result of an unconstitutional stop or search. Limited exceptions. The exclusionary rule of this act shall apply without exception except in the following narrowly defined situations. And this is for exigent circumstances. Immediate and imminent danger to public safety, where cops have specific and articulable facts demonstrating that a failure to act would result in a significant threat to the safety of the public. Example is an active shooter or explosive, these kinds of things. Clarification. Evidence-related concerns, including concerns about evidence destruction or tampering, shall not justify a warrantless search or cleanse an unconstitutional stop. Officer safety concerns alone shall not be sufficient to invoke the exception. Do you see what we're doing on Constitution headquarters? We're going to go around these Supreme Court cases that are unconstitutional on a state-by-state basis. You'll be able to download this bill for Illinois. Section 6, grand jury oversight and accountability, third-party prosecutor. A third-party prosecutor, independent of law enforcement agencies involved, shall convene a grand jury to review any stops or searches conducted in violation of this act. Grand jury proceedings. The grand jury shall determine whether the peace officers involved should face criminal charges brought forth by a third-party prosecutor, so receive disciplinary actions or other sanctions. And here's the big one right here, revocation of peace officer's license. If the grand jury finds that a peace officer knowingly and willingly conducted an unconstitutional stop or search, the officer's peace license shall be permanently revoked. Remember this? I mean, we've been talking for how many years now have I been online explaining to you that there's no bills that say that the cop loses his peace officer's license for an unconstitutional or illegal stop or illegal arrest. That's what has to happen. Just like if a dog barks at your car and they impound your car or they arrest you, at that point, if the information is faulty, then the cop should lose his peace officer license. I'll continue down the line here. So this overcomes these bullshit Supreme Court transparency and public recordings. Findings and decisions of the grand jury shall be made publicly available, ensuring transparency. Severability clause. If any provision in the act is found unconstitutional, the remaining provisions shall still remain in effect. Effective date, it takes date upon passage. Here is the case law that led us to Strieff. Here are the sequence of key cases that built the path to Utah versus Strieff in 2016. The journey started with warrantless vehicle searches justifications and the attenuation doctrine evolving over time. Well, the Carroll versus United States 1925 established the Carroll doctrine, allowing warrantless vehicle searches if officers have probable cause to believe the vehicle contains contraband. The 1931 case of Husty expanded the Carroll doctrine that reaffirming warrantless searches of vehicles are allowed when officers have probable cause. Officers should not be allowed to determine probable cause. Brinegar versus United States clarified, strengthening the Carroll doctrine, emphasizing that probable cause is a practical standard for warrantless searches of vehicles. Do you see how the Supreme Court has worked against us? Life under the microscope. Do you see it? Can you see it? They're working against us. Nardone versus United States, 1939, introduced fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine, stating that evidence derived from illegal actions is inadmissible, but hinted that intervening factors could weaken the exclusionary rule. And now the next case, Wong Sung versus United States. This is the case that screwed us all as far as the attenuation doctrine. Fully established the attenuation doctrine, explaining that evidence can be admissible if enough time or events separate the legal action and the discovery of evidence. So in other words, let me tell you what happened with Wong Sung. So Wong Sung was arrested for heroin. And when he was arrested, he then there was a gap of more than 2 weeks, and he went to the police station and he confessed, according to the police. So what the court said is that even though he had already invoked his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent upon the initial interaction, if more than 2 weeks passes, then that confession is attenuated. It's completely unconstitutional, but the Supreme Court has worked against us from the very beginning. It's Brown versus Illinois restricted the attenuation doctrine by emphasizing that flagrant misconduct of police shall not be forgiven, and time alone isn't always enough to cleanse the taint. Taylor versus Alabama, 1982, reaffirmed limits on attenuation by excluding confessions obtained shortly after an illegal arrest, reinforcing importance of police accountability. That's what it says, but the truth is that it's only 2 weeks. You can never talk to the police. You can never, ever, ever trust them. Illinois versus Wardlow allowed Terry stops based on suspicious behavior like unprovoked flight. Remember, we talked about this, I said before. I'm going to teach you about Illinois versus Wardlow. If you run away from the police, they can justify stopping you if you're in a high crime area. So in other words, if you're in a high crime area, if you're in a black neighborhood or a Mexican neighborhood, that's a high crime area. And then Utah versus Streif cemented the idea that discovering a warrant during an unconstitutional stops acts as an intervening factor that cleanses the taint of the stop, even if the warrant was found as a direct result of the illegal action. And then obviously this is written by ChatGPT, so it says, let me know if you'd like some more details on any specific cases. Playboy! What's up with the Playboy? What's up with the Playboy? That's what that says right there. That's what's up with the Playboy. Boy, the shadow ban on YouTube is real, isn't it? It's very real. Jennifer Hill finally made it. There you are, Jennifer Hill. Jennifer Hill made it. Super great. That's great that you made it. That's awesome. Cope Dogged Dog. There you are, Jennifer Hill. Cleanse the taint. Now, if you're a Gen Xer or you're a boomer, cleanse the taint means something different. Cleanse the taint means, should I tell you guys what taint is if you don't know what the definition? Maybe I should just let you look it up on the Urban Dictionary and you can figure out what cleanse the taint actually means. The taint free them boys. So yeah, they are not yet. Roger Lane is in the room. Roger threw in a couple $100 yesterday. Chuck did. I have not tallied all of the super chats and all of the money yet. I could do that now while we're here. I could just do it publicly real quick. Let's see what we have going on here. Okay. Good to see you guys over here on American Patriot. Okie dokie pokey smoky. And then I interviewed recently a J6er and we talked about the jail, and I'm going to air that conversation coming up pretty soon here. So let me see if I can jump into my YouTube studio and see what we did on Super Chats yesterday. And then I'm going to give half of those Super Chats. As you guys know, I give half of the Super Chats into the donation pool. Let me go like this, and let me go to the live stream from yesterday here. Okie dokie. Analytics on this right here. Let me see what we got. That's so funny. That is so funny. Let me see. Let's see what that is. Trying to find the details here for the monetization of the super chats from yesterday. So there's analytics, engagement, revenue. It is not showing up just yet. Let me show you what I'm seeing so you guys can see it. I'm not seeing the revenue from this just yet. Maybe somebody else who knows more about looking into the back end. What I typically did is I would just go from page to page to page and try to find. Oh, okay, I see. Here's what I have right now in the back end of this. I don't see where those super chats are, but I can easily tally my PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. But I want to get the full thing here. You see monetization. I don't see where that is going to be. Let me see. Hold on. Let me ask ChatGPT. Bear with me. Okay, go to YouTube Studio, log in, monetization, then click Super Chats under monetization. Okay, cool. So I'm on monetization. And then I don't see the place where I can click on Super Chats. Dang it. That's all right. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Total Life Chronicles is in here. What is going on? William Eaton, what is going on, my friend? Death Angel, nice to see you. Thanks, Warren, for the super chat. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, Joker. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. We don't stop. We don't stop. Let me check my phone here and see if I have any text messages. Jennifer Hill, good to see you. Barbara Button, I'm glad you're here. Barbara Button, everybody push the like button if you have not clicked that yet. Okay. Chad, I got your donation on Cash App. Thank you for throwing in some money for these guys. I appreciate that. No, Gloria, you don't have to donate any more money. This money, they got released on their own recognizance. I'm just going to take all the money that was donated and give it to Tom and to Matt, and they can do whatever they're going to do with that money. They went and paid the price for us, so they're obviously going to have to use it for legal fees. It's less than $1,000, so it won't even touch how much it's going to cost them in the long run to get through this process. I'm just frustrated with this. I want to know live chat replay details. I cannot find it. Monetization, that didn't, let me ask ChatGPT again. Go to Content YouTube Studio from the videos live yesterday. Click on Video Details. Click on Analytics, Revenue tab. Okay, let me try that way. Analytics, and then click the Revenue tab, but it's not showing up. Oh, maybe there's a Super Chat button down here. How advertisers pay, live ad revenue, earning by ad, how you make money, content performance. I don't see it. That's okay. I figured it out before. I'll figure it out again. I will figure it out again. Life Under the Microscope is here. Oh, yeah. Kelly, when you were in jail, it's so painful. Going to jail is so painful. Toe for Life is in here, everybody. Good to see you, Toe for Life. Nice to see you. Mr. Bones is in rare form this morning. Actually, it's this afternoon now. It's this afternoon. Scottish is here. Good to see you, Scottish. Thanks for coming, man. Death Angel is here. James Forbes is always here. Life Under the Microscope is always here. Nice to see you, Toe for Life. We miss you, man. Come back around a little more often. I know it. I know it. Bro, it's Jay. So, bro, it's Jay. I mean, I know it. I know it. I know it. And then Warren said they're going to need help with legal fees. Yeah, they are. We've raised them. I don't know how much yet until I figure out the super chats. But I think within 24 hours it should populate inside of that, and it's okay. I'm good friends with Tom and Matt. I'm good friends with both of them. So I don't just know them from here, from YouTube. I know them in real life, and so I'm going to help those guys all the way through to the very end. And it doesn't matter. I may, because the YouTube is killing the algorithm, I may go out and do some audits just to get the algorithm back up, because we have to have a way to get to reach more people, because we're always going to have to raise more money. And I have a couple different things coming out in the next couple weeks. Obviously, Constitution Headquarters is one of those. And you guys just saw one of the bills that we wrote. Someone else can tell Barbara Button what that is. I'm not going to say it here live. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. Good to see you, Warren. Good to see you, Claudette. Roger Lane, as usual, man. As usual. Joker, awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for throwing in. Warren, Team DLZ, always throwing in. Always. This guy's always there. Always. Gloria, you are loved. That's a fact. Joseph. Oh, you know who I didn't? Let me text a couple people here. There's a couple people here that I want. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Just doing a couple things here. Let me just hit up one more person here. There we go. I just wanted to text Joseph Barbini and Jeff Millman and let them know that we are live. Cops feel your taint while frisking you during a tainted traffic stop. That could not be more accurate. That is 100% accurate. That is so spot on. It is ridiculous. So let's go like this. So this is LetzOTVO. This is his YouTube channel right here. If you guys want to subscribe to his channel, I'll drop this in the chat. And then I'm going to pop over to Brick Jonsey's YouTube page, and I'm going to pop that in the chat. Drop some positive comments on their videos that we are rooting for them and that we know they're going to get out, just a matter of when. So there's LetzOTVO's, there's his YouTube page. And now let me go to he changed his username to Clay Foundation's 1A Press. Let me drop Matthew, and there they are right there, wearing the We Don't Stop OTVO hoodies there at the city council meeting, fighting for our rights. Because when they're fighting for the First Amendment, for the Second Amendment, for the Fifth Amendment, here is Brick Jonsey's. Make sure that you, I didn't see Dan Hanlon, but I think Dan Hanlon's at work. Dan, we're thinking about you. We love you, buddy. Thanks for all the support you've done. And you know what we should do, since we're here right now, I can't stay here all day, but I was hoping I could be on the phone here when we get them out of that dungeon. I wanted to see them get out of that dungeon. But we have Deanna, though, there from Wild Journey. Let's take a look at that. So there's the channel. I think I put Brick's channels in the comment section. There's Brick Jonsey. He goes by Clay Foundation, I think is what his name is. I don't know what that means exactly. Clay Foundation's 1A Press. So I'm not really sure what that means, but it means something to him. Okay, and then we got to go to YouTube, Wild Journey Press. Let me see if that pops up. Wild Journeys Press. Is that the one? There's a few Wild Journeys here. Let me text her and see. Wild Journey Nation Free Press. Wild Journey Nation Free Press. Wild Journey Nation Free Press. There she is right there. So this is Deanna's channel. She only got 263 subs. So this is the woman we spoke to who drove 4 hours this morning to go check on our boys. Oh wow, there's no videos. There's no videos. Investigative journalism, peacefully exercising our constitutional rights. The purpose of this channel is to bring awareness and educate public on their constitutional rights, promote transparency. I am not condoning stalking, harassment, or illegal activities in any way. So this is definitely Deanna. I'm 99. Free Wild Journey News Press. So here is the link to Wild Journey Press. Wanda Meese is in the room, everybody. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming by. Just trying to make sure that we are keeping up with our friends. Taint no joke. Oh, Sevenfold just nailed it. Sevenfold just nailed it. 2 innocent men are in jail for filming in public. Let that sink in. That is the reason why we're here right now. Here, once again, here's the link for Wild Journey Press. Let me ask her. I don't see any videos on your channel, comma. Is there another channel you have that has some videos? And I have not spoken to, let me give this gentleman a call as well and see if we can, let me see if we can give a call over. Just going to give him a call live. I know he was planning on going over there.
Hello, please state your name after the tone and Google Voice will try to connect you.
This is Chili with Delete Laws. God bless you, Barbara. You're on the team. There's Barbini. Everybody say hello to Joseph. Checking on you, Savage Mexican.
Nothing yet.
So
nothing yet. CZ Watchdog stated there hasn't been any updates yet.
I got a little information for you. We called over to the court. We called we called the jail. We called the court. I got a hold of the court clerk. The court clerk said that they were released on their own recognizance at 11 a.m. And so then I called over to the jail, and the jail said they have not received the paperwork yet. So that's all we're waiting on now, and they should be released from jail.
So from 11 a.m. So they won't be released till like 5 or 6 this evening. They drag it. They drag it till it's closing time. Till
Yeah.
like the last minute, they'll release everybody that's supposed to be released. That happened to me, and it sucks.
Oh, dude.
It sucks.
I know, because
I have to wait.
as soon as you get released, like when Levitt approved my appeal and then I was released and she said my convictions were overturned based on First Amendment grounds, then they kept me in the jail for 27 more hours after that.
Wow.
Brian from Here's the Deal ended up getting a hold of the judge's clerk, and then the judge's clerk wrote a court order from Judge Levitt that I have to be released. And then when the jail got that court order from Judge Levitt, the jail said they were going to hold me because they'd only overturned one of my 2 charges, even though I'd already been in jail for almost 120 days. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. All right. Well, I just wanted to check in with you.
Well, yeah. If that's the case, then I'll leave my spot like around 3:30, and then I'll fly down there because they will release some at the end of business, because that's what they did to me.
Right. Right.
So 5 o'clock is when between 5 and 6 is when they'll release them. But I'll fly down there because I'm an hour away.
Okay. We do have Deanna from Wild Journey Press. She's also down there right now. And there was one other person who I cannot remember. There was a third person who said they were going, and I can't remember their name. I feel bad about that. But there was somebody who said they were.
Do you know where they're at though? Do you know what jail?
Yeah. I called over there. Yeah, I have the name of the jail. Hold on one second here. Let me see. They were at the. Not that one. Let me do this one right here. History. Show full history. So it's going to be, I was just showing people's YouTube pages. Santa Fe, New Mexico Jail, Santa Fe Adult Corrections Facility. And let me give you that address. Whoops.
Can you text it to me?
Yes, you bet your butt I can. 100%. It's 28 Camino. I'm going to text it to you, but I'm just saying out loud for the folks who are watching. It's 28 Camino. Let me share this with the crew here who is looking. Okay, there it is right there. This is where they are. They're at 28 Camino Justia, Santa Fe, New Mexico. So I will text this over to you right now. I'll send this over to you. Thanks a lot, Savage Mexican. Really appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'm glad that we have boots on the ground. I've got something coming out where we're going to be able to literally hire journalists to go out and get reports and to go and check on things. It's coming out. It is coming. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to text this over to you now. Are you on? Do you have an iPhone, or are you using something different?
I have an Android.
Oh, okay. Okay, so hold on one second then.
I have a Google Pixel. Is what I have.
Got a Google Pixel.
Yeah.
Copy address. I have one live, my lawyer. I'm having hell. Okay, so Deanna doesn't have any videos posted. But let me just send you this address real quick so that you have it. I just found you in my phone here. There it is. Here's the address if you want to head over there. It's up to you. But we do have somebody there, so you don't necessarily have to go flying over there if you have other things on your schedule today. Roger Lane.
Yeah, no, I'm free. I was just waiting for what that dude's name, Easy Watch Country, whatever his name is, to give me some information to see what the update. But he said that there's no update yet. But they're giving me. This was like way earlier. This was like at 11. I think he was out with Carolina doing some stuff, but I don't know if he's gotten this information that you're giving me now. I don't know if he's gotten any of that, but yeah, I don't have a problem to swing down there, but it'll take me about an hour. But that's just gonna happen. They're gonna be released between 5 and 6.
Okay.
I always wait for the last.
Well, let me let's you and I stay in touch after I end this live stream, and if Deanna's already down there, then you may not have to drive all the way down there, but that's up to you. I don't want to stop you from.
Right.
If that was on your agenda and you were set on your heart and doing that and going over, and because you want to talk to those guys and you can interview them and put it on your channel, then I'll share it from your channel directly, because I know you don't film cops, but this would be a good thing to interview maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll go pay the Capitol a visit next week.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Savage. I'll let you go. Okay.
All right, brother man. Yeah, have a good one.
You too, bro. Talk to you soon. Later. So that was Savage Mexican on the phone. I believe that if someone can share his channel so that I have the link right there. Roger Lane gifting out memberships. Thanks, Roger. Appreciate that. There it is. Quiet down, my fish are trying to sleep. That's funny. That is funny. So Wanda Me said he went to his first arraignment informed of a new charge and had to get reprocessed, but they don't tend to grind. But I still tell them F you. Yeah, I'm sure that you do. It's all a huge scam. It really is. Yeah, I agree with you. Jack Booth, Thug Pigs, put it in the comment section, JBTP. Okay, so listen, I'm going to have to get off here because I really want to get this game to print this weekend so that I can, because remember, as soon as you print it, you're going to see all the errors that you've made as you're rushing as fast as you can with intention to finish this game. So I want to get this game to print, and today's Thursday. So that means if I work all day today and all day tomorrow, I could have it to the print shop by Saturday. And that's what I'm trying to get done. I want to finish this game right now. Oh, Denise is here. Another inmate murdered by COs right across the street from Mr. Roberts. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I just saw your name, Denise. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Right there. Yeah. If you guys don't have trifolds and cop cards, make sure that you get, and remember, I double all orders now. If you order anything from Delete Laws, if you order 2, I send you 4. If you order 4, I send you 8. I double all orders now. I want to get these out to the public. I've got a few thousand in stock. It's like, what am I keeping them for? For what reason? What do I need 3,000 trifolds in stock for? For what? For what? So I'm doubling all orders no matter how many you order. If you order 6, I send you 12. There's no point. I'm going to give you extra ones so that you can give them out to other friends. I also give you a rubber band with the extra ones. I also give you cop cards. If you don't order any cop cards, I give you cop cards with your order no matter what. I don't care what you order. If I have to ship something to you, I'm putting cop cards in with your order so that you can give those out to other people. I want to make sure that everybody has a trifold and cop cards. Cop cards go in your wallet. You only pull out your yellow and blue cards when there is a JBTP in front of you. I mean, I'm sitting, I have thousands of these cards. So it's like, I mean, Jeff Vacone knows this. I mean, Jeff, how many cop cards and trifolds have I sent you? So many. So if you order any of my trifolds or cop cards, I'm going to give you extra ones. If you order a trifold, I'm going to give you extra ones. There's no point in me having trifolds in stock. It doesn't help anybody else. And I already paid for them before I went to jail. So to me, then it's all profit. If I make a single dollar, then I made profit. So if you guys order a trifold from DeleteLaws.com, I'm going to give you an extra one for every one you order. If you order cop cards, I'm going to give you extras. If you just order a trifold, I'm going to give you cop cards with your trifold. There's no point in having these in stock. They don't do anybody any good sitting here. And I already paid for them before I went to jail. So I'm sitting on 3,000 trifolds just sitting there. So there's no point. So I'm doubling all orders. There's no point. No point in me keeping them. Whoop. It just doesn't make any sense. And then we're going to go over Hybel in some amazing detail. Yeah, Jeff. I mean, I've sent so many extra ones to people who order stuff from me. I just want to make sure that people have extra ones. Roger Lane knows this. I sent him off a poster, and then to my friend Dan Rasmussen in Australia, he can't even use the trifolds and cop cards, but I still sent him extra ones. I still sent him ones because, what's going on, Frank? Would love to talk to you, man. Would love to talk to you. I'm just busy trying to get this thing done. Cope Doggy Dog. I did not see Chevy. Where you at, Chevy? I know you're lurking. I know you're either listening in the background or you're watching and you're making a song as you check in and see what we're doing. Chevy donated yesterday. He threw some cash in for Brick and for Matthew. So we'll be giving that money to them today. Can't wait for them to get out of jail. Derek hates pigs. Derek hates pigs. We had Jeff hates pigs in here earlier. Levi Audits is in the room, everybody. Levi Audits is here. What is going on with the Playboy? Good to see you. There you are, Levi. Mr. Bones. And then we have Joseph Barbini. Joseph Barbini is in the room here. Kevin Gordon is here. Right on. Super stoked. Stephanie Jenks is here. There it is. You changed your username. Jada Joyrider. What was that picture? Is that Seldwin? Was that Seldwin? Is that Seldwin's picture? I think, is that the same picture Seldwin uses? Because I think that's Seldwin. I'm pretty sure it is because he's a mod. So when you change your name, your wrench goes with you. Joel Hates Cops is here. Joel hates. Yeah, I saw that. Trump said anybody who kills cops gets the death penalty. What if they shot at me first? And what if I'm defending myself? What if it's an unconstitutional raid on my home and I don't know who's coming in the front door and then you shoot a cop? Oh, you were Jason D. Okay, I thought that was Seldwin. Sorry, there's thousands and thousands of people. I can't remember every icon. I can remember you, just can't remember icon on every one of them. Can't remember the icon on every one of them. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. Life Under the Microscope is here. Okay, listen, I've been on for almost an hour and a half. I'm going to get the flock out of here. I will go live again later, and I'll get those guys on a live stream, and we'll talk to them about what happened to them and the process they went through. Hopefully, they're going to have videos. We're going to share their videos. I'm going to show everything that happened to them. I got to get the flock out of here. Mikey B, I didn't see you. Bruce, Greg, Old School, all my chums. Cope Doggy Dog, Chevy, all of y'all. I mean, there's so many of you. Gloria, I love all of you. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. If you want to learn the Constitution, go to Constitution HQ. You can pre-order my board game. It will be out by April 1st. We should get the print shop by this weekend. And then I'll have samples for the first few people. And I reserve the right to have some mistakes and to be able to change those cards for you. Okay. All right. I got to get the flock out of here. Roger Lane, good to see you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Dan Howard. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.